Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Token Force and today we are going to be playing the Stanley Parable. Now if you don't know what the Stanley Parable is, well, it's a parable. And I also don't blame you if you don't know what it is. But to give you a little bit of a heads up, I went into options and I went to extras and I turned achievements on and saves, but it gave me an achievement for turning achievements on. So that'll kind of show you what kind of game it is. It's a very meta game. And I fixed the audio and the visuals and everything like that. So we're going to begin the game, and we are going to the end is never, the end is never, the end is never, and loading never ends.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
All right, so we're going to listen to the little intro.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Oh, well, at least, as long as you're happy doing what you love.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget.
What was that?
He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation.
All right.
Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay. All right, so I'm in control. So what time is it? It's 11:24. It'll be 11:24 in 10 seconds. All right. Can I fix my field of view? Here, hold on 1 second. Alright, well I did something to it, so I feel like there's like a fisheye effect kind of going on. I'm not really sure.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
What's that say? Who farted? Wonderful. So I can't jump. And I can crouch. So that's what I've learned. What did they say? Go to the meeting room? Alright, here, hold on 1 second. I gotta fix the sensitivity. This thing's all jacked up. There we go. That's way better. It's actually a little fast, but that's fine. Alright, to the meeting room. We got 420. Nice. 425. We've got... Can I enter any of these rooms? Got I hate Mondays, ain't that the truth? Today's Tuesday. Alright. Yeah, this place is abandoned. Why did I even go to my desk?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright, so we're in it. We're in it already. Alright. So the narrator said to go to the one on the left. But there's clearly a choice for me to go to the one on the right. So this game is all about choices. Every choice I make will have an outcome. Whether it's for the good, the better, the story, who knows. So I'm going to go to the one on the left because that's what he said. But I don't know. I kind of want to go to the one on the right. Alright, we're going to listen to him. We're listening to him. Can't. Alright. 412. 411. Alright, here's the meeting room. Very nice.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
What do we got here? We got synergize the core value expenditures, shift global market, whatever. Okay, we got some pie charts over here. A lot of percent. Work harder, hard worker. I hate people like that. Okay. Whoa. Okay, well that closed. A broom closet. Hey!
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
What, there's a broom? And I got some duct tape.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
You're probably right. So I'll just leave.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Alexa, shut up. Alright. They said upstairs, right? Yeah, and see, you saw there was a downstairs, too. There's a lot of different places I can go. Ooh, the executive bathroom. This place looks nice. What kind of job does this guy have? I thought, like, this is the upstairs of the place, and, like, downstairs looked like garbage. Alright, and I can't jump. Can I get behind the desk? Can I turn this computer on? No. Alright. Can't open that. Look at this place!
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Not a single
Shocked,
person.
unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845.
2845, you say?
Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
You're right. Stanley couldn't. But I am not Stanley. I am playing Stanley, which is like... See, this is what I'm saying. Like, the narrator knows that Stanley can't know this, but he told
Stanley
me, the player,
just sat
anyway.
around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Alright, so I'm going to do 2569.
2845.
Alright, what did I do? 2580. 0.
Stanley simply began entering random codes into the keypad, knowing full well the sheer statistical unlikelihood that this would ever result in a... But it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself.
Oh my
and
gosh.
Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Oh my gosh. So what if I actually did do 2845? I don't know. See, I should listen to him. See, I was kind of going the listening route. Alright. So, the reason I decided I want to play this game right now, because, like I said, I've never played it. I've seen a little bit of it from some other people. But I was playing Portal recently. If you guys watch anything on my channel or anything like that. But either way, I was playing Portal, and I felt like this game would kind of give me Portal vibes. So, I wanted to play it.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
It just gave me achievement saying I can't jump. I spammed the space bar and it said, you can't jump. Why is that an achievement? I wasn't even listening to the guy.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Are you sure? That other sign didn't look promising. Can I press the button?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
My gosh.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself.
What job is
Did he
this?
have
What
the
kind of
strength
power bill
to
are they
find
paying?
out?
This looks like the screens from The Matrix, the architect room. If you guys ever remember that movie. Can I click it?
Now the monitors jumped to
my
life,
gosh.
their true nature revealed. Each
What was
bore
my
the
number?
number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many
I don't remember
individuals
what
reduced to images on a
room we were.
screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where
413.
freedom meant nothing.
We were number 413, right? Is that right? Let's see if we can find our. See if we can find ours. I don't. They're not giving us the numbers anymore. Oh, 413, 413, 413. 413. This one down here. No, that's not ours. We must not have been that one. I don't know. I really don't remember. Shoot! It's gotta be one of these. 260, no. Alright.
This mind control
right?
facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
I'm still trying to look for the, for our room, but I
No. He
I should have
refused to believe it.
That one was
He
fire.
couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Probably. Did you hear what that job was?
But here was
Holy
the
cow.
proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very
all
place.
offline.
And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
How do I dismantle them, though? Do I gotta go in here? Facility power. So if I go in here, mind controls idle, awaiting input. So what if I go and I press one of these buttons, though? Like, look at all of them. Can I press blue? I mean, I can press them. Blue and light blue and magenta. What if I press one of the bigger buttons, like the 2 or the 1? 2. Did that do anything? That didn't do anything. Alright. Console disabled. Okay, well. I don't think I can do anything right here. And if I can, I can't do it yet. So, here's a 5. Whatever. What if I did 0, 5, 2, 1? You know what, screw it. I'm just gonna go in here. I think this is what he wants me to do. So I'm just gonna kinda do it. Look how big this screen is. It's a little bit too big.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to
What if I press
everything
on?
it stood for.
What if I press on? Alright, off. We'll do off. We'll listen to the guy. We're gonna listen to what he's saying and see what happens.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Probably. It's the end of the game.
Yes. He had won.
Victory!
He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had
Doesn't
his
matter. I won.
co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold?
Can I walk forward?
But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
This guy lives in a beautiful area. Holy cow. You know where I live? Idaho.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Stanley was happy being controlled from the mind control facility. So, I mean, what does he really know? Ah, look, I beat the game. Look, we're back. But what else is there? I mean, I guess I could not listen to him. Can I input? Boop, 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 boop. Pick up the phone. Boop, boop. 427. It's 427. All right, we gotta be able to remember that. But I'm gonna leave this first episode here. So that's the premise of the game. If you want to see more, let me know if you want to see more. I'm still gonna play the game, but it might not be on the channel if you guys don't want to watch it. I need at least one comment saying that you want to watch this. But that's all I've got for you for right now, and I will see y'all in the next video. Just kidding. All right, we're gonna do one more. So I'm gonna go through.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah. We missed the memo. I can't jump. We're going this way. 415. Everything's abandoned. I'm gonna go through the one on the right.
When Stanley came to a set of two open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Yes,
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah. Wow.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Wow. This is nice. Look at that painting. Actually, it might be a photograph. We kind of saw what it looked like outside.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room.
That's what I thought.
A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Yeah, I thought so. What's this say? Fuel.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality.
Alright.
It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Oh my gosh, alright. I don't have to listen to you. I can't go anywhere else.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue. But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Whatever.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Did I? I don't think so. Going this way.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
That's okay, I don't really hear you, remember? Do not lie. If you are lying, stop right now. Oh wait. Do not lie. If you are lying right now, stop. Whatever. It's good advice. Do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000. I thought the penalty was death. Ugh, silly. Alright, let's go through this door. I can't. Do I need a key card? Looks like I needed a key card. I'm gonna head this way.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Alright, well that's going to do it for the Stanley Parable for today. Let me know if you like it down below, and I will see y'all in the next video. Have a good one.